It's Ken Harbaugh with the MeidasTouch Network. It has begun. With early voting underway, MAGA extremists are intimidating voters and Republican politicians are encouraging it. Take a look.
These people waiting in the dark hours of Arizona nights.
What brings you out tonight?
Are part of an effort by conservatives to watch, critics say intimidate, voters as they drop early ballots into drop boxes.
I suspect there's been squirrely stuff going on for years and years.
Those suspicions prompted by scenes like this.
We will sleep by those drop boxes. I'm rolling out my sleeping bag. We're not going to let this election be stolen.
That's Republican gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake back in May at an Arizona legislative hearing where witnesses tried to cast doubt on Joe Biden's 2020 win in the state. Among the discredited claims by groups like True the Vote, allegations of fraud by so-called mules who supposedly stuffed ballots into drop boxes. Arizona's Republican Secretary of State, candidate Mark Finchem, praising the group at the time.
All of the people who have contributed to this effort, they are American heroes because they are saving the republic from itself.
But the Republican Attorney General Mark Brnovich this month referred True the Vote to the FBI and the IRS. His office writing that the group has, quote, not provided us any information, evidence of election fraud in Arizona. At the same time, Arizona's Secretary of State's office has referred 6 incidents of potential voter intimidation in these parking lots to the FBI for investigation. Some individuals have been armed and masked.
So we're going to have people parked out there watching you, and they're going to follow you to your car and get your license plate.
When you hear people like me tell you that democracy is under attack, this is what we're talking about. It's not hypothetical. Many of the threats to our democracy come from legislative action, with Republican-dominated state houses doing everything they can in order to make it harder to vote. Some of the threats come from a radical Supreme Court, which has gutted key provisions of the Voting Rights Act, and we'll soon hear a case arguing that state legislatures can do pretty much whatever they want when it comes to gerrymandering. These are clear and present dangers to our ability to vote freely and fairly. But nothing is as immediate and as obvious as armed vigilantes stalking polling places. Here's the part that is most frustrating to me. I honestly believe that some of these delusional poll watchers actually believe that they are protecting democracy. They're wrong, and we know it. But it means the real blame lies at the feet of the leaders in the Republican Party who feed their paranoia by amplifying the big lie and undermining Americans' faith in our electoral process. And no one bears more responsibility for that than the former president himself.
Donald Trump himself has now reposted videos and photos on his social media account of new unfounded claims by these Dropbox watchers. And another repost of his included the exact address of one of those Maricopa County drop boxes.
I don't know if the Republican Party as a whole has any chance at redemption, given how far it has fallen. But if there are still individuals within that party who can help de-escalate these immediate threats, they need to speak up now. As for the rest of us, the best way to fight back is to defy their attempts to intimidate us and vote like our democracy depends on it.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.